What's good, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video, and in this one I want to break down something very important on Tesla that needs to hold for this thing to explode. I'm going to break down some important things on SPY, on the QQQ, and a couple of tickers out there, what you should be watching for as time progresses. But before I break into all this information, let me just mention a couple of things. Firstly, I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moo link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Moomoo, the link down below, and deposit $100 into the account, you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. Put in $1,000 and you're guaranteed 15 free stocks, and the offer ends very soon. Anyways, when it comes to Tesla, as you guys can see, it's trying to hold this bullish wedge that has been developing on the chart. So what basically happens is we hit this resistance at 180, come down, hit resistance, make higher highs and higher lows, well, higher lows, excuse me, but not the higher highs. And we just continue to do so, and we get tighter and tighter. Then we eventually get a breakout past 180, but we have to hold this formation. We have to hold this very nicely and eventually break 180. And if we do so, a big move to the upside will likely be coming. We could see Tesla start to push for 184, 188, and high levels like that. But look at this wedge. We got to hold this on Tesla, and this thing can push higher. Now, looking at SPY, in my previous video, I did mention that 515 is possible in 515.5. We actually hit the 515s. We're blowing past that. So I want to break down the new levels on it and then talk about other things. But why is the market pushing so hard? As a reminder, Jerome Powell didn't really say anything that really caused the market to drop. The market has been holding up pretty much for the entire day. And then as time goes on, we just have consumer credit coming out, very minor data. Right now, what's helping the market is Joe Biden and the State of the Union. They're using this as a reason to push the markets, and the market's excited approaching his big speech. It's going to be today at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's quite a while away from now, but the market's going to likely hold up approaching it. Now, to add on to this, I just want to say that I do have one warning for everyone about the markets. Tomorrow is Friday, March 8th, right? At 8:30 a.m., an hour before the market opens, we have the unemployment numbers coming out, non-farm payrolls, and a bunch of very important unemployment data. Why is this important? Because it's going to cause a big move in the markets. It could launch the market higher, or it could cause the market to come back a little bit. So we want to be very careful if you're holding anything overnight. My goal is just to give you guys a warning about this. Please remember this. Keep this to heart and then do what you have to do. That's all your choice. But now let's focus on the charts. What's going on? As you guys can see, Tesla was holding this resistance, trying to push up higher. We're going to be watching to see if this thing could break this resistance at this 180 area and start pushing much higher to 182, 184, 188. Those are all possibilities if we get that break. So far, it's holding up. If Tesla breaks down, however, let me show you guys some levels on this thing. So this is kind of like what the wedge is looking like on the 1 hour time frame. Not as clean, but it's still technically there. If we break down, watch 177.6. If we lose this, that's not going to be a good sign. This is where Tesla bounced from previously. If we lose that, we're going to come down to 175, then 173.75, and 172. If we try to break resistance, because the next tight resistance is close to 180, we got to try to break that. If Tesla manages to achieve that, I could be looking for a big push all the way back up to some high levels. We could be retesting these highs up here, making our way up to 184. We could even go all the way up to like 188. We have this big gap up here to fill. So, there is potential for Tesla to get a big break off this wedge if we could get that breakout. And so far, it's holding up nicely. We haven't gotten the breakout yet, but it is maintaining the structure, which is a good sign. So I need to see Tesla get that breakout for confirmation. This thing's going to be pushing hard. Watch and see if we get that move by tomorrow, hopefully, and we'll see if what happens as the day goes on. It could even happen today, so we'll just wait and see. For a few more tickers, let's talk about SPY. SPY is looking pretty good. We have some tough resistance on SPY between 515.8 to 516. Our support right now is very close to about 515 flat. It's also trying to shuffle around 515.5. But 515 is going to be one support. If we come down, watch 514.2. That's the previous all-time high. If we lose that, there's 513 next, 512.5, and then eventually lower levels like that. I don't see us dropping that hard in one day. It looks like it's going to try to hold up for the most part, and it's looking pretty good so far. Now, if we break this resistance at 516, it's a very tough resistance. We haven't been able to break it yet. But if we do break this in the future, 517.25 is a real possibility. Right now, SPY is kind of struggling to get that break, so we'll see how it does. It could hold up very nicely. I still believe it will, but be careful here. We'll see how it reacts to this tough area. Overall, though, the trend is still bullish. We could try to break later. We're still on a very, very strong uptrend, and we'll see if we get a continued breakout. For the QQQ, It's the same thing essentially. QQQ has been trying to push. We're testing the all-time high zone at 446.5. If we break past that, 447.5 to 448 is coming. And if we break that, 450 is coming. If we break down, watch 446 is support, 445, and then 443.5. So the problem is we've pushed very nicely. We did predict that this would happen, at least in my previous video. But the question is, can we break the all-time high at 446.5? We have tight resistance up there. It's kind of tricky. So we'll have to see how the QQQ does. It's showing some life. It has potential, but the resistance is very, very tough up here. So we'll see how it does at this area, this 446.5 area. I should probably draw a line here so you guys can kind of see where it is. So just about like around here. If we do break this line right here, then we could push a lot higher, but so far we haven't been able to do so. So we'll see how it goes for it. I do believe it could attempt to do so. There's definitely potential for it to break it, but we need to see that break first before we see the next level come. So watch for that very carefully. What's helping the QQQ is NVIDIA. NVIDIA is on a tear. This thing's continuing to rip. Watch 925 as resistance. If we break this, we could be pushing for 930 to 932. Absolutely insane. Watch support at 920 and then 916. Overall, it's on a rip. It's pushing very, very nicely. This is going to help the QQQ, in my opinion. It's showing life. It could push to much higher levels, and we could be looking for 925 to 930 very soon. For Aapl has been very, very lackluster, at least these last couple of days, and made an attempt to bounce. We have a possible inverse head and shoulder structure that does open the possibility of like 171.6, but that's not really much of a move. It's still stuck close to 170, still shuffling around here. Watch 170.9 is resistance and 171.6. Watch support right here. We're at support right here around 170. If we lose this, there's 169 and 168.15. Overall, I just wanted to say that Apple's not looking that great. It is trying to rebound a little bit, but I'm just trying to say it's nothing near what SPY is doing, what the QQQ is doing. I would have liked to see this thing try to break 172. Hasn't done so yet, so it's still technically on a downtrend. There is potential for this thing to go up a little higher to 171.6, but like I said, not in the strongest of phases. Anyways, that is it for now for the main ones. Let's talk about a couple of smaller ones. The ones I don't talk as much about, but like Microsoft right now looking pretty good. On the 4 hour time frame, let me show you something very big on Microsoft. I see potential for this thing to reach 414 if you break 410. So there is potential for this to go higher. For Super Micro, where's my Super Micro chart? I have it right here. Watch 1150. If we break past that, there's 1180 coming, followed by 1200. So it has potential to bounce higher, could push a little bit more. So far, it's showing some life. The Russell 2000 is very flat, it's very sideways, could retrace to 206.5, then bounce back up. But overall, it's kind of sideways, not really doing much. Might come down a little bit, then try to push up higher later on. For Amazon is testing 178 as resistance, tough resistance up there. If that breaks, I do see potential for that to break eventually. Might come down a little bit first and eventually break out. And 180 is going to be our next target. There is a possibility of that. Meta is showing life. Watch resistance right here at this 514 area. If we break this, we could be on our way to 519. If we come down, watch 510 and 506. Might come down to about 510 and try to rebound, but there's still potential for this thing to bounce. We're still holding up nicely. SPY's back at 515.5, kind of shuffling up here. It does still want to hold up, still trying to push. We'll see if we can get that break at 516 or not. So watch and see how it goes, guys. 515.8 to 516 is a tough resistance, and we'll see if SPY breaks that. If it does break that, a bigger push is coming. If it fails, it might just kind of stall here. So be careful, guys. We're at resistance. I believe in it. I do believe SPY could try attempts to go higher, but we'll see how it goes. All right. All of this could affect Tesla. Let's hope Tesla holds this wedge that's forming on it. I really have faith in Tesla too. Come on, Tesla, let's hold this wedge. Let's get that breakout, and that's going to be awesome. If we lose it, we turn back down. So make sure you're very, very careful just to be safe. But just know we have a bullish formation on Tesla, and there is potential for this to break even higher. All right. That's it for this one. Thank you for listening. Have a great day. I'll see you guys very soon in a couple of hours, and peace out.